Well, hey folks, welcome back to the garage, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another beautiful day. What I've got the CTS back in the garage, and if you remember back 2 videos ago, we replaced the timing chains on this one. And we replaced the timing chains to get rid of the P0008 and P0017 timing code trouble codes. And that took care of the codes. Then when we got everything fired back up, went out for a test drive, got a couple more codes that popped up. So I put my little Bluetooth scan tool on it, and the codes that were showing were P0014 and P0021, which are related to the solenoids, the VVT solenoids, which are back behind the power steering pump reservoir, and then actually back behind the ECM. But what I'm thinking is, and this is where I need you guys' help, I'm going to do something here that we're going to try and clear those codes and calibrate the computer, which is kind of the main purpose of this video. But I've got I was looking back through some pictures and some video that we took while we were doing the timing chains, and I noticed, and I'll put one of the pictures up here in just a second, but I noticed the main or the primary timing chain, the timing marks were off by about 2 or 3 teeth, and you'll see here in this picture, you know, the timing marks are supposed to line up with those 2 dots, one on the sprocket and then one on the oil pump when you're on primary timing, and then when you're also in secondary timing. But you can see from this picture, they're off about 2 teeth. And then also I noticed that the timing marks on the top side on the cam phaser sprockets on both sides, on the right and left banks, were off as well. I think those were only off by about 1 tooth. So I'm thinking that the problem with these codes that we're getting now, it's not the solenoids that are bad. We actually pulled the solenoids and put some juice to them. We put 12 volts to them, and they actually functioned, I think, the way they were supposed to. You know, the little valve inside those solenoids clicked back and forth. So all 4 solenoids were working. What my theory is that this car was running for so long on the stretched timing chains that the ECU was getting used to that timing being off so much that it just acclimated itself. And then when we put the timing back in time, then the computer just went crazy and it didn't recognize that it was actually in time. So what we're going to do today, what I was going to show you how to do today, is reset the ECM on this Cadillac CTS. It's a pretty simple procedure, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Alright, so the first step in resetting or recalibrating the ECM is you want to find your fuse block inside the engine compartment here. Now I've already taken the cover off, of course, and what you want to do is come to the back side of the engine cover, or of the fuse block cover, and find the fuse for the ECM. Now this fuse for our particular car, which is an 07 CTS, is right here. It's a 15 amp fuse. It says ECM on it. So if you come over to the actual fuse block, it is this second 15 amp fuse right here. So what we're going to do is pull that fuse, okay, and then you're going to put the key in the ignition, turn the key to on, but don't start the car, and then just let it sit like that for about 5 minutes. Alright guys, 5 minutes later, just took the key out. Alright, now let's go ahead and put that 15 amp fuse back in. Okay. Alright, now we'll just go run for a test drive and see if that cleared those codes. And if it cleared the codes, see if it recalibrated the ECM enough to where it recognizes the new timing, such that those timing codes don't come back. We'll go ahead and start it up after resetting the ECM and see what happens. Well, the check engine light is still on. So I guess what I'm going to do now is go ahead and reset that code, or clear the code with my code reader, and then we'll take it on a test drive and see if it comes back. Alright guys, so I want to give you an update on the CTS, and I apologize I did not take any video after I got back from the test drive. After I got back from that test drive, the check engine light was still on, but I only went for about a 2 or 3 mile test drive. Now fast forward several weeks, and I actually don't have the CTS anymore. My in-laws traded it in for another vehicle, but since we calibrated the ECM, there was about maybe 75 or 100 miles that was put on that car after that procedure was done, and that check engine light in fact did go off and it did not reappear. So again, I apologize for not getting any video after the test drive, and unfortunately now I can't get any more video because the car is gone, but just wanted to come back and let you know that that check engine light did go off, and as best I can tell, that, to me anyway, proves my theory that that check engine light was still on initially after we recalibrated the ECM, because the computer, I think, was maybe still thinking it was in the old timing, or maybe I'm just totally way off. But regardless, after calibrating the ECM and driving it for 50, 75, 100 miles or so, that check engine light did go off and it did not reappear. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, be sure to smash that like button. If you hadn't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I've got a lot more DIY, car care, auto repair videos on the channel that I think you guys might find some value in. So as always guys, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you stopping by the video. Y'all have a great evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next one.